For 8 years, I built my sister's business without ever taking a real paycheck. I told myself it didn't matter because she always said the same four words, "This is half yours." I believed her right up until the day a lawyer read out a single sentence that erased 8 years of my life in about 4 seconds. Let me tell you exactly what happened. It started when I was 24. My sister opened a small shop with money our parents lent her, and she asked me to help out for a few months while she found her feet. Those few months turned into 8 years. I built the supplier relationships. I built the systems that let her open two more locations. I trained every employee she ever hired, and every single time I brought up putting something in writing, she'd laugh and say, "Since when do we need paperwork? You're my sister, not an employee." So I never pushed it. I told myself family doesn't need contracts. I told myself trust was worth more than a piece of paper. I was wrong, and it took exactly one afternoon to prove it. Our mother passed away in the spring, and a few weeks later, my sister asked me to come with her to finalize some paperwork. I assumed it was about the house. Instead, the lawyer slid a folder across the table and started reading through the terms of the business ownership structure, the one my sister had apparently filed 2 years earlier without ever mentioning it to me. My name wasn't on it, not as a partner, not as an employee with equity, not anywhere. I remember asking out loud in front of the lawyer, "Where am I in this?" And my sister said one sentence I will never forget. "You were always just helping out." 8 years reduced to one sentence in a room that smelled like printer toner. I want to be honest about what I did next because it wasn't dramatic. I didn't scream, I didn't flip the table. I stood up, thanked the lawyer for his time, and walked out to my car. And I sat there for 20 minutes doing something I should have done years earlier. I made a list of every supplier contact, every process, every system I had personally built that existed only in my head and nowhere in writing. Then I did the only thing that actually mattered. Over the following month, I quietly gave my 2 weeks' notice, the same as any employee would. No lawsuit, no scene. I simply stopped showing up to build something I didn't own. Within 3 months, two of the suppliers I had personally recruited moved their contracts to a new consulting business. I started on the side because those relationships were built on trust with me, not with a company name. My sister's business didn't collapse, but it slowed down considerably, right as she was trying to open a fourth location. We don't really speak now. Not out of anger anymore, but because there isn't much left to say. She got to keep the business. I got to keep the relationships and knowledge that were never actually hers to claim in the first place. If there's one thing I'd tell anyone watching this, it's not don't trust family. It's simpler than that. If you're building something with your own hands, your name needs to be on paper somewhere, even if it feels awkward to ask. Trust is not a substitute for documentation. It never was. So here's my question for you. Would you have walked away the moment you heard that sentence, or would you have tried to fight for what you built? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more stories like this one, subscribe because there are a lot more coming.